This is the AI Music Revolution, brought to you by BeatsLab. BeatsLab is a methodology company for serious musicians working with AI tools. Not tips, not hacks, a complete system for getting consistent, professional output from platforms like Suno and Murica. We call it the unlocked system. The framing is simple. You can be a vending machine operator, pressing buttons and accepting whatever the AI gives you back, or you can be a director, understanding the platforms well enough to get exactly what you want from them. Lane 2 work, human-authored, AI-assisted music creation. That's what this show is built on. Here's today's episode. Hello and welcome to the AI Music Revolution. I am your host, Josh Gilliland, the founder of BeatsLab. Today's episode is about a question I see creators wrestling with constantly. You're getting frustrating output from your AI music tools. The natural instinct is to go shopping. There's a new tool every week promising to fix what your current tools won't. The marketing is slick. The trial's free. The subscription is small. You add it to the stack. Today, I want to argue that almost all of these purchases are mistakes. Not because the tools are bad, because the tools are not the actual problem. And I'm going to make that argument in two parts. First, the macro view, what the data says about most of the AI music tools on the market right now, including the ones I tested rigorously in the Red Lab, and the financial audit I ran on my own stack last week. Then I'm going to show you a textbook example of what this looks like in practice. A specific failure mode in Suno that thousands of creators are blaming the tool for when the fix is free, takes 30 seconds, and lives in a methodology you can learn in an afternoon. This is the AI music revolution. Let's get into it. Here's something I should probably keep to myself, but I'm going to tell you anyway because it makes the point better than any abstract argument. Last week, I audited my own subscription stack. Every reoccurring charge, every annual renewal that quietly hit my card last quarter without me noticing, every pro tier upgrade I made when I only needed standard, every AI tool I tried twice and forgot. When I added it all up, I cut $5,000 in annual reoccurring spend without losing a single capability I actually use. $5,000. The owner of an AI music education company was paying $5,000 a year for AI music tools he didn't need. That's not a flex, that's an omission. If I was doing this, you're probably doing this as well. Most creators I talk to have the same pattern. A new AI music tool launches every week. The marketing is the same every time. Better than your DAW. Better than the free options, better than what you're doing now. Click here for a free trial. The trial works long enough for you to get subscribed, and then the subscription's small, $20 a month, maybe $30, manageable. You add it to the stack. 3 months later, you have 8 subscriptions you barely use, totaling a couple $100 a month, on top of whatever you were already paying for the basics. This is the music tool version of the streaming TV problem. Death by 1,000 reoccurring charges, each one too small to argue with individually, totaling more than you'd ever consciously approve as a line item if you saw it all at once. You're not buying tools at this point. You're paying a tax on hope. Hope that this new tool will solve what the last tool didn't. Hope that you'll finally find the magic combination. Hope that the easy button is one more subscription away. The easy button doesn't exist. Not in music production. We're going to get to the why in a minute, but first, I want to walk you through what actually does belong in your stack. If you're making AI-assisted music seriously, your real production stack is short. You need a music generator subscription that fits your workflow. Suno or Murica or whatever produces output you can actually finish. Pick one as your primary. Maybe a second one at a lower tier for specific use cases. not 3 at full premiere tiers, because each one promised something the others didn't. You need a DAW. Reaper is free for 60 days, then $60 for life. It produces professional results. And here's where the Red Lab protocol research matters. When we ran the AI mastering shootout earlier this year, we tested every major AI mastering service against Reaper's free native plugins with manual settings, multiple genres, blind scored, independent AI agents as evaluators, human listeners as the final arbiters. Rigorous methodology, clean data. Reaper won every category. Free plugins, manual settings, no subscription. Beat every paid AI mastering service we tested. Services charging $15 to $30 a month produce worse results than someone learning the basics in a free DAW. Maybe 1 or 2 plugins you actually use, not the bundled deals with 47 plugins you'll never open. The specific ones for very specific work you do. If you mix vocals heavily, a vocal-focused plugin. If you work with bass-heavy genres, maybe 1 bass plugin. Specific tools for specific jobs. That's the foundation. Generator, DAW, maybe a couple plugins. Everything else is supplemental, redundant, or worse than what you already have. Here's the structural problem. Most music production is a directing problem, not a generation problem. The generation step is the easy part. AI can produce surprisingly good raw material with competent prompts. What separates a finished release from a generation is everything downstream. Choosing the right takes, editing them together, knowing what to keep, what to cut, what to fix in mastering, hearing what's wrong before anyone else does, understanding what your specific track needs that other tracks don't. That's directing. That's the work. No tool replaces it. When a new AI tool promises to handle mastering automatically, what it's promising is to replace the directing step with an algorithmic decision. Sometimes that algorithm produces decent results. Often it doesn't. Either way, you can't tell which is which without the directing skill that the tool claims to replace. So even when the tool produces good output, you can't trust it. And when it produces bad output, you don't have the skill to fix it. This is the vending machine operator versus the director distinction I keep coming back to on the show. The vending machine operator presses buttons and accepts what comes out. The director makes decisions, applies a system, refines until the output matches the intent. Tools sold to vending machine operators are mostly attacks on hope. Tools used by directors are amplifiers of skill. Same tools, different hands, wildly different results. Now I want to show you exactly what this looks like in a real, specific, daily occurrence in Suno that thousands of creators are blaming the tools for. And I'm going to show you the fix, which costs nothing and takes 30 seconds. You hit generate. The verse comes back clean. Then the singer delivers the line, "Sing this softly, building intensity," as a lyric. You open the lyrics box, find the parenthetical you wrote to remind yourself of the vocal feel and realize what happened. The model sang your stage directions. That's the accidental lyric trap. It's one of the most reliable ways to waste a generation in Suno. It's the thing most violated rule in the v5.5 prompting. And the fix is not a new tool. Here's what's actually happening. The fix lives at the boundary between the 2 layers of the Suno stack, the style prompt and the lyrics box. Most users treat them as the same input with different labels, and they are not. They drive different parts of the model. The style prompt is the orchestra conductor. It controls timbre, instrumentation, atmosphere, vocal character, audio descriptors only. The lyrics box is the architect. It controls structure, timing, vocal dynamics, and section transitions through bracketed meta tags. Anything inside that box that is not a recognized structural tag, the model will attempt to sing. It was trained on vast amounts of lyric data. When it sees text outside of a bracketed tag, its default behavior is to perform that text. Your stage direction becomes vocal content. Most Suno tutorials get this wrong. They show people writing notes like "sing this softly" inside the lyrics box and treating compliance as success. The model is not complying. The model is performing what you wrote. Sometimes the results sound intentional. Most of the time, it doesn't. And you burn a credit re-rolling. Then you blame Suno. Then you go shopping for a better tool. The new tool will not fix this. The fix is in the boundary. Here's the pass to run on every song sheet before every generation. First, read every line in the lyric box, top to bottom. Next, identify anything that is not a lyric, not a structural tag, and not a parenthetical backing vocal. 3. Move those lines out of the lyric box. 4. Place performance directions in the style prompt under your vocal descriptors. 5. Encode section energy as modifier tags inside the brackets. Quiet verse, subdued chorus, explosive bridge, final chorus. The modifier word goes before the section word inside the bracket. 6. Encode pacing and emphasis as punctuation inside the lyric lines themselves. That's the whole thing. The lyrics box should now read as a performable text plus tags, nothing else. One exception to flag. Parentheses inside a lyric area are the one place unbracketed annotation is safe. The model reads parenthetical content as backing vocal material, not as stage direction. So a line like, "I'm walking away," in parentheses, is fine. The parenthetical gets treated as secondary, backing, not lead. That's the only safe use. Everything else moves to the style prompt. One more place the trap hides. Performance notes formatted as fake tags. Putting "sing with grit" in brackets is not a structural tag the model recognizes. It may still get treated as lyric content, just with confusing brackets attached. Structural tags are a closed set. Modifier words go before the section word inside the bracket. Performance character goes in the style prompt. That's the fix. 30 seconds per song sheet. No subscription, no new tool, just the methodology. I want to land on the connection between these two arguments because the connection is the whole point of this episode. The macro argument. Most of the AI music tools on the market are worse than the basics. Cut your stack. Stop buying. Invest in methodology instead. The accidental lyric trap. A specific generation failure that thousands of creators blame on Suno when the actual fix is a 30-second methodology pass at the boundary between the style prompt and the lyrics box. These are the same argument at different scales. The tool isn't broken, the methodology is missing. Tools sold to vending machine operators are a tax on hope. The fix isn't in your shopping cart. The fix is in your head. Every dollar you spend chasing the next tool is a dollar you didn't spend on the methodology that would make every tool you already own work better. This is what Red Lab Access is built on. Not adding tools to your stack. Adding the methodology that makes the tools you already have work. The books, the research reports, the blueprints, the community. One payment, lifetime, no subscription. Because you already have enough subscriptions. What you don't have yet is a methodology that makes them produce results you can actually release. If the accidental lyric trap landed for you today, The book that walks through the full song sheet engineering system, including the double brain principle, the modifier tag library, the clean sheet audit, hard stop ending sequences, and the failure diagnostic framework that tells you which Suno stack layer your generation problem actually lives on, is in Unlock Suno, the complete guide. $9.99 on jgbeatslab.com or on Amazon. If you want it bundled with Unlock Music rights and registration and Unlock Music promotion, these three together are the minimum starter kit at jgbeatslab.com/store. For $27, make it, release it, promote it, the entry point to the whole system. And if you want everything I publish, every book, every research report, every blueprint, the sprint course, fader, the community of people doing this work with intention, Red Lab Access is the move. One price, lifetime access, $117 at jgbeatslab.com. Stop buying, start auditing. Stop blaming the tools, start fixing the boundary. The easy button doesn't exist, but the methodology does, and the methodology is what makes the few tools you keep produce better results. Results that matter. Stop gambling, start directing. Thank you for listening. New episodes every Friday. Subscribe so you don't miss next week. I'll see you then. One more thing before you go. Every Thursday morning, I send out a newsletter, one email a week. It's where I share what I'm working on in the studio, the research running the lab, and the methodology I'm refining in real time. New books, new blueprints, new findings from the Red Lab protocol research. If that sounds useful, the sign up is right on the homepage at jgbeatslab.com. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next Friday.